What's up YouTube, Cloudy Haze here. Today I'm going to be talking about how to play Holy Priest in Mythic Plus dungeons. In higher level keys, keep yourself alive, keep the group alive, keep your mana up, as well as pump some DPS. I'm also going to be going over talents, stats, healing, and DPS rotations, and some tips and tricks to make your life easier as a Holy Priest. These are my current talents that I am running for Mythic Plus. Feel free to copy these and use this build. And in my opinion, this is the best build to run for high level keys. I'm not going to go through every talent, but I am going to talk about a few key talents that I think are good to know. Let's jump right into it. Protective Light. Casting a flash heal on yourself reduces all damage you take by 10% for 10 seconds. If you know a large burst of damage is about to come, you can quickly flash heal yourself to help survive that damage. Rhapsody. Every 1 second, the damage of your next Holy Nova is increased by 20%, and its healing is increased by 20%. Stacks up to 20 times. You only want to use Holy Nova when Rhapsody is capped at 20 stacks, or whenever you're not healing and there's 5 or more mobs. Holy Nova is good DPS only in large groups of mobs. This spell will flash when it's capped at 20, so keep your eye out for that. Trail of Light. When you cast heal or flash heal, 25% of the healing is replicated to the previous target you healed with heal or flash heal. So, if more than one person is taking damage and you're using flash heal at the time, you want to switch between party members, meaning use flash heal one time on one person, then use flash heal one more time on another person to trigger Trail of Light on the previous person you just healed, and etc. and etc. So make sure you're swapping to different party members each time you flash heal to ensure you trigger Trail of Light. Apotheosis. Gain a charge of your holy words and enter a pure holy form for 20 seconds, increasing cooldown reductions to your holy words by 300% and reducing their cost by 100%. This is one of our only healing cooldowns and is very important to get the most out of it when it's up. You want to spam flash heal to regenerate Holy Word Serenities, and you can toss out Renews to generate Holy Word Sanctifies. Stat priorities. Stat priority for Holy Priest goes as the following. Haste is our best stat by far, followed by Verse and Crit. Haste helps us get our holy words back faster and reduces the global cooldown as well. But I wanted to mention that item level is the most important thing over anything. You should be stacking item level, then focus on getting proper stats. Proper rotation is important for success in high keys. If you don't do your rotation correctly, you'll run out of mana early and be stuck without holy words for when you need them. Healing rotation goes as the following. Prayer of Mending on the tank as you run into the pull and on cooldown always. Cast Holy Word Sanctify on cooldown for AoE healing and Holy Word Serenity for single target healing. Use Divine Word on Holy Word Serenity unless your allies are taking steady enough damage to benefit from your Holy Word Sanctify. Also keep in mind, if your allies are not grouped, this spell isn't as valuable. Use Apotheosis frequently to save mana, reset cooldowns of your Holy Words, and prepare for the additional burst or simply as a damage cooldown during downtime. Use Divine Star on cooldown, aiming it through your allies and through your enemies. Use Holy Nova on max stacks. Then flash heal swapping between party members, especially during Apotheosis periods. You'll want to prioritize flash heal during Apotheosis. In between pulls, you should toss out a few random flash heals to refresh Pontifex. Also, I don't recommend using Renew very often, but it's a good filler spell during high movement periods. When you enter an average sized pull, you want to try to cast Shadow or Pain on as many targets as you can and then cast Holy Fire, followed by Chastise, if possible, before starting your healing rotation. But be sure Prayer of Mending is on the tank before you start your DPS rotation, and be ready to stop DPS at any moment to use Holy Word Serenity. If you feel the upcoming pull might be damage heavy, then I recommend just skip the DPS and focus on healing. You don't want to let your group die because you're DPSing. As you get more comfortable with the dungeons and know each pull, you'll get better at contributing more DPS on each pull. Some pulls require full focus on healing and allow little for no time to DPS at all. You should be mainly using Holy Word Serenity as your main heal. If the group is stacked, you can use Sanctify, but Holy Word Serenity is going to be your number one heal and it's going to top off the group the fastest. Use Symbol of Hope when Desperate Prayer is on CD as it reduces its cooldown, and it also helps regenerate mana throughout the dungeon. Tips and tricks. You can use Guardian Spirit on anybody you want. If you go to wowhead.com, it's going to tell you it's mainly used for tanks, but my rule of thumb is if a target goes below 25% health, I always pop Guardian Spirit on them, just to be safe. If the group is 90% topped off or higher, you could be DPSing. If 2 or more allies are below 90%, top them off. Make sure to drink between every pull if your mana is below 90%, even if it's just for 1 second. Just make sure not to fall behind too far from your group. If they pull and you're 1 to 2 seconds behind, that's okay. You can also keep mana potions on deck if you're lower in gear and or having troubles running out of mana. Angelic Feather is our only speed boost, and let's be real guys, it can be a real pain having to press it and then place it where you want it. So I recommend using a macro. It'll automatically be casted on yourself. This way, when you press it once, it does its job. I will post a macro for Angelic Feather in the description below, so feel free to copy it and put it into your macros. Use Fear to help interrupt mobs. It's great for a quick mass interrupt. Quickly move in, fear, then back up. I can't stress enough how important it is to use Prayer of Mending on cooldown. Make sure it's on the tank every pull and then use it on CD from there. Also, every 50 Prayer of Mending bounces triggers a free Apotheosis proc. This is huge. Prayer of Mending also has a chance to leave a renew behind when bouncing to a new target. You can combo Desperate Prayer followed by Fade, followed by Flash Heal, followed by a Power Word Shield on yourself for max defensive combo possible. This combo would increase your health by 40%, reduce damage taken by 20%, and shield you for just under 60k. This is a great combo for tyrannical weeks when a huge hit is coming. Why should you play Holy Priest? Well, Priest brings a few special abilities to the table. Mind Soothe, that's used for skipping packs and dungeons. Mass Dispel, which is great for bursting weeks. Power Infusion, which grants DPS and gives haste. And of course, Power Word Fortitude to increase max health and gives you more time to heal the party. They also have 2 different healing specs, which is great. Holy is considered to be the best beginner healing spec to play. It's also, in my opinion, the funnest. It's a reactive type healer, which means when damage happens, you react to it and press a heal, versus having to do things before the damage comes out like Discipline. Okay guys, next up I want to show you guys a step-by-step, play-by-play, in combat moments of me DPSing and healing in a dungeon. It's pretty cool to watch, so check it out. The first thing I'm going to do is toss Shadow Word Pain on these 3 targets right here, and hit them with a Holy Word Chastise, followed by a Holy Fire. Toss some heals out. Pop my defensive. Power Word Infuse somebody. Shadow Fiend out. Now DPS, now that everyone's stable. I'm gonna Fear. Spam Holy Nova for DPS and a little bit of heals. As you can see, I'm doing 100 damage per second. Holy Nova, Holy Fire. Shadow Word Pain back up. Dispel this person because they were stunned. Prayer of Mending on CD. And Smite in between everything else. Right now I'm going to drink really quickly to get topped off before this pull. Divine Star on CD. Dot up as many things as I can before I have to heal. I had to Guardian Spirit him, he was really low. Spamming Flash Heal between these 2 people to get him topped off fast. Our Trail of Light replicates healing from one person to another. 25% of all healing gets replicated between Flash of Light. So that's why you don't want to spam just on one person, you want to spam between multiple people. I'm kind of low on mana, so I'm going to pop Symbol of Hope to keep my mana going. You can even pop a mana potion. Dotting them up as many as I can. Holy Word Fire. Divine Star. I'm going to keep DPSing since no damage is going out yet. I'm going to pop Divine Prayer of Mending on the tank. I'm going to put Renew on the tank. And I'm going to Smite. Holy Fire. Top these guys off. Prayer of Mending on the tank. And Renew. And continue to DPS. And I'm going to quickly drink for about 1 to 2 seconds. And I'm going to get up again. dot up as many as I can. Divine Star. Holy Fire. Holy Word Chastite. Holy Fire. Tab target my Holy Fire. Keep dotting. There's no damage going on, and I'm going to smite. Just doing 63k DPS as a healer on a small pool. My mana is good, so I'm going to mount up and keep up with the group. Same thing, just dot everything up. And I'm going to spam Holy Nova for max DPS. Holy Word Chastite, Holy Fire.